Welcome to the Fit Vegan Podcast, the show where we help you optimize your health, fitness, and mindset on a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. My name is Maxime Sigouin. I am a former triathlete, powerlifter, bodybuilder, and basketball player, and I've been vegan for over 9 years. I'm also the founder and CEO of Fit Vegan Coaching, which has helped over 500 vegans from 20 different countries to completely transform their bodies and their health. I'm excited for you to hear today's episode. Let's get into the show. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fit Vegan Podcast. Today, I want to share something with you guys about a little documentary I watched on Netflix. I don't know if you've heard of it. I believe it's called Unwell, where they documented people that were like water fasting for 28 days. And I was looking at some of the reasons why some of the people were doing it. Some of it was for health reasons, like, completely understand. I think it's a different conversation. But for those people that were doing it from a fat loss aspect, it just frustrated me. And so there's a few things that I wanted to share with you. And I was taking notes yesterday as I was watching the show. Like people that are doing like 28-day fast, that are doing like juice cleanses for 2 weeks, that are doing keto, that are doing OMAD, that are trying all these different things in order to lose weight. It frustrates me, and here's why. I think if you're going to put effort into something, it's better to do it right the first time, right? So let's just explore 28-day fast. Yes, you're going to lose weight. Anyone that is not eating for 28 days will lose weight, right? You're going to lose glycogen, the food that is actually sitting in your stomach, that there's weight that comes with that. But what do you think happens once you eat food normally? Right. And again, from a medical aspect, from a healing aspect, I believe there potentially might be benefits from that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about fat loss. Looking at a juice cleanse for 1 to 2 weeks. What happens if you just drink liquid for 2 weeks and then you eat food? You're going to put the weight back on. How sustainable? Can you live on drinking juices alone for the rest of your life? No, you can't. Keto, how sustainable is it? How can you go for the rest of your life without eating any carbohydrates or barely any carbohydrates? OMAD, eating 1 meal a day. How sustainable is that? Can you eat 1 meal a day for the rest of your life? No. The whole point of fat loss is to shift your lifestyle, because the lifestyle you've been living brought you to put on the weight that you put on. And so in order for you to put the weight off and keep it off forever, we need to shift your lifestyle. It's not about having a miracle cure, a miracle solution, and one trick wonder. It's simply about changing your lifestyle and your behavior, right? Keto, fasting, doing all these things don't address the behavior that brought you to carry this excess weight. It is a behavioral issue. Again, I've gone to over 500, almost 600 people at this point. It is all about behavior and mindset. It is not about training and nutrition. I can give someone the best training plan, the best nutrition plan, and if they don't follow it, nothing will change. What limits someone to follow the plan that would allow them to change, even if it's the most sustainable thing ever? It's mindset and behavior. We have ways of coping with stress. We have ways of dealing with the unexpected circumstances in our life, and those are the things that are driving us in the opposite direction, that are driving us to have unhealthy lifestyle and to carry excess weight. And so if you're listening to this and you're one of these people that keeps trying these little tactics to lose the weight, the one thing I want you to ask yourself is, whatever it is that you're about to take on or that you're currently doing, do you see yourself doing that for the rest of your life? If the answer is no, then stop doing it and you need to look for another way of doing it. And I want to present one to you. Like, that is the whole reason why I started my Fit Vegan coaching program. Again, I don't care if you don't work with me. I just want you to use the approach that I'm using with my members, because that is the most sustainable way. Do you see yourself eating a lot of food that is very nutritious and whole food, plant-based, that tastes good? You get to eat a lot of carbs and you don't have to worry about anything else. Do you see yourself eating like that for the rest of your life? Does that sound something that is pleasant to you? Right? I don't know for you, but I love sweet potatoes. I love oatmeal. I love rice. I love just potatoes in general, right? In the air fryer, like, oh, it's so good, right? Do you see yourself eating a lot of food that is nutritious for you, that is high carb, that tastes good? Checks all the boxes for me, right? Do you see yourself training a way that allows you to feel good, to feel empowered, to have mobility, and to prevent injuries, and to prevent weaknesses, and to prevent diseases in your body? Yes? Awesome. Me too. That is what we're doing for our members. And so that's what I want you to understand is if the way you're using to lose the weight, you don't see yourself doing it for the rest of your life, stop it. You're just going to put the weight back on as soon as you're done. Fasting, keto, OMAD, intermittent fasting, none of this stuff will work if you don't see yourself doing it for the rest of your life. I see myself eating multiple meals a day of high carb, of whole food, plant-based, right? And so for those of you guys, because I've gotten those DMs before, but it's easy for you, Maxime. You're younger. Your metabolism is really fast, right? First of all, I am younger, right? I'm be 30 next year. My metabolism is fast. My whole body, my whole family's metabolism is fast. All right, cool. Let's eliminate me from the equation. I've coached almost 600 people at this point, ranging from 20 to 75 years old. I've worked with people with PCOS, hypothyroidism, with so many different diseases, with fused spine, some that people that couldn't even do a squat or a push-up because it has physical limitations, so much inflammation they couldn't get off of a chair. I've worked with all different types of people, and all of them got amazing results with the way that we're asking them to eat. When you eat a whole food, plant-based diet, you reduce inflammation, your body gets healthier, your body starts to heal, and you actually feel full, satiated, happy because you're eating a lot of food. You don't have to worry about carbs. And so I basically recorded this podcast just for me to vent on this is basically what's happening. But stop trying to go for the red shiny object. Stop going for the fancy things that you hear online, the new trends, the new diet fads. The reason that you've never heard of them before or that they're new is because they don't work, right? We keep hoping that something new will come that we will be able to do or take that won't require any effort on our end. And realistically, that will never happen. Because if you have to take a pill to lose the weight, you got to take this pill for the rest of your life. What are the health consequences and long-term effects of you taking this pill for the rest of your life? You won't know because this thing is new and it hasn't been tested. The simplest way, the fastest, most sustainable and guaranteed way is to ultimately change your lifestyle and your behavior. If you don't address these two things, you're going to struggle with your weight and your health for the rest of your life. There's nothing else you can do than to directly confront it. And confrontation sucks and it hurts and it's emotional and it's scary and it's uncomfortable. But ultimately, if you don't do it and you're just seeking escapism and ways around it to lose the weight, you're never going to succeed, right? And it's not just me saying this. It's been around for like as long as I can remember. It's been going on for like 50 plus years. People struggling with their weight because there's this new liquid, there's this new diet, there's this new trend, there's this new fad of like, well, if you do intermittent fasting, your fat cells will all disappear. Like, not if you eat over your calories while you're intermittent fasting, you're not going to lose weight, right? Stop trying these stupid methodologies that have never been proven to work in the long term. If you follow keto, OMAD, juicing, you do all this stuff for a short period of time, you're 100% compliant, I can promise you that you will see results. Right? But what's the point of seeing results for a short period of time if you're going to struggle with it for the rest of your life? It's kind of like all those people online that are trying like these make money quick, rich scam things. Like, cool, you can make a lot of money really fast, but like ultimately, are you actually building wealth you'll be able to provide for your family for the next 30 to 40 to 50 years? No, I don't want to be the guy that like those quick rich guy makes money really quickly. Like, I want to be the guy that's wealthy, that's impacting the life of people, that's able to provide for his family, and ultimately being able to provide for the rest of the world, because I have big goals of helping people that are going through cancer, right? And so that's the approach that I'm using. That's the approach I'm using for my training nutrition. That's the approach that I'm using for my members. It needs to be sustainable and it needs to actually be healthy for you. So I just wanted to share that because so many people message me about what intermittent fasting, what about if I do a juice fast? Listen, if you starve yourself or you don't eat any food, you will lose weight, right? It's not rocket science. It's very logical. You're literally not eating anything, right? And if you put yourself in a severe calorie deficit for a very long period of time, you will be able to look at bread and put on fat. It'll become a superpower, right? Again, the bread is not the thing that makes you put on fat. It's just calories, and your body's not used to taking in any calories because you're not freaking eating. So stop trying these fast method. I have someone share with me once, not everything that shines is gold. What I'm presenting to you today does not shine at all. It's very non-sexy. It's hard, it's challenging, but ultimately it's the thing that will build lasting result and success for yourself. And so if you're someone that's listening and that it is resonating with what I'm sharing, you're tired of doing these quick gimmicks of trying to lose weight, and you know that you do it, you lose weight and you just put it back on after as soon as you stop, and you're actually ready to keep the weight off, you're actually ready to do it the right way, eat in a way that's sustainable, train in a way that's sustainable. Because I don't know, for you, I hear people train like 2-3 hours per day. Like, are you an Olympic athlete or a professional athlete where you get paid to work out that often per day? Probably not. You probably have other things to do, like taking care of your family, working, social life, spending time with your partner. You probably have other shit to do than to just work out all the time, which again, you're not getting paid for. So we want to be efficient with your time. We want to maximize the time you're in the gym so you can go live your life to the fullest. There is more to life than working out and having to worry about having to worry about losing the freaking weight. We can get it off easy, sustainable, reverse diet, speed up metabolism, do our lifestyle integration phase, so show you how to lean off meal plans, not ever having to track. So basically moving into intuitive eating. And then you're good. And then you just move on with the rest of your life and you can do something else. And so if that's something that you want, what it is, I put a link down below to our website. It's fitvegan.ca or fitvegancoaching.com. You have the opportunity to book a free consultation call with one of our Fit Vegan goal setting coaches. They're highly trained coaches to help us identify what are the goals, how are we going to get there, what are the steps that actually need to happen, and what are the things that are limiting you to getting there, and see if we would be a good fit to help you. Right? So there's a link down below. Go on there and book your call. Now, if you're someone that wants to continue doing these quick gimmicks, I'm sorry for you. Don't book a call with me, because that is not what we do. We won't work with you. If you're coming in with that mindset, we will turn you away. We're only looking to work with people that are serious about change and about doing it the right way. You guys have no idea how many people we turn away on calls for that exact reason. I want to lose 20 pounds in my first month. We're not going to do that, right? Go hire someone else that doesn't care about your health and your long-term success. But I'm not going to be the person that's going to do that. We want to provide change for people. We want to disease-proof your body. We want to get you clean, and I want you to actually thrive. I want you to actually feel good and have energy throughout the process. So if that's you, again, book your link, book your call. And if that's not you, then unfortunately, this is potentially not the podcast for you. I'm potentially not the right person to tell you these lies. All right. And so my little rant is done. I want to say a big thank you for listening, guys. But I hope it woke up someone, because I'm tired of people suffering and having to deal with this. All right, guys, I love you all. Thank you for listening to the show, and I will see you in the next episode. Ciao.